In a kingdom forgotten by time, there exists a silence so complete it is weight. It presses against your chest. It fills your lungs like water. The people move through their days like ghosts, their footsteps wrapped in cloth, their doors cushioned with moss, their very breath measured and shallow. No birds sing here. No wind dares whisper through the trees. The children are born into this quiet, and they learn before they can walk. Sound is death. Sound is the unforgivable sin. In the town square stands a monument, a pile of stones, each one representing a voice lost, hundreds, perhaps thousands. The people pass it every day, and in the awful stillness, they remember what happens to those who forget. The stones are smooth, worn by hands that cannot pray aloud. And above it all, on a hill that swallows the horizon, sits the palace, black as a held breath, silent as a grave. She is known only as the Queen of Silence. No one remembers her true name. No one dares to seek it. She moves through her palace like a shadow given form, draped in veils of midnight silk, her face a porcelain mask of absolute calm. Her eyes are empty wells. When she looks at you, you feel yourself disappearing. Her law is absolute. Speak, and you will lose more than your voice. Those who break the silence are brought before her. She does not rage. She does not punish with cruelty. She simply takes. With a single gesture of her pale hand, the sound is pulled from their throat, but something else comes with it. The light behind their eyes dims. Their expression slackens. They become hollow, echoes of people. The queen keeps these husks in her palace, wandering the halls like living paintings. Beautiful, empty, forever silent. Some say she collects them. Others whisper only in their minds that she is searching for something in each stolen voice, listening for a sound she has lost. But no one knows what she is trying to find. There is a girl in the kingdom who does not remember learning silence. She is too young to understand why her mother's hands tremble when they sign goodnight. Too young to comprehend the weight of the quiet that surrounds her bed each evening. But she dreams. In her dreams, she hears music, laughter, the cadence of a voice she almost recognizes, singing a name that tastes like honey and ash on her tongue. One night, she wakes in the dark hours between midnight and dawn. The dream clings to her like cobwebs. And before she can stop herself, before fear can close her throat, she whispers it, the name, the queen's true name. It is barely a breath, a ghost of sound. But in the kingdom of silence, it is a scream. The word leaves her lips and travels through the streets like a stone thrown into still water. It climbs the hill. It seeps through the palace walls. And in her chamber of black glass and silver moonlight, the Queen of Silence hears. She freezes. For the first time in centuries, sound reaches her ears. The queen stands before her mirror, and her hands, always so steady, begin to shake. The name echoes in her mind, not just a word, a memory. She had buried it so deep, drowned it beneath layers of silence so thick that even she had forgotten. But now it returns, carried on the voice of a child. The queen presses her palms to her temples. Her mouth opens in a silent gasp. The veil slips from her face, revealing features that have not moved in so long they have become stone. And then softly, impossibly, she hears it again. Not the girl's whisper, but an answer. Her own voice, young, aching, calling out from somewhere deep within the palace walls, please. Sub 1. Help me. The queen's eyes widen. Her perfect composure cracks like ice over a frozen lake. The voices have begun. They come slowly at first, Whispers bleeding through the corridors. Laughter echoing from empty rooms. The sound of footsteps where no feet tread. The queen moves through her palace, and it is no longer hers. The voices grow louder. They are singing, sobbing, screaming. They are the sounds of every soul she silenced, every voice she stole, but beneath them all, she hears the one she recognizes. Her mother's lullaby, her sister's laugh, her father's last words before the fire took him. The memories she tried to bury with silence rise like the dead from the ground. She sees them now flickering in the corners of her vision. Shadows of who she used to be. A girl running through a burning village, screaming for help that never came. A girl clutching her sister's body, throat raw from crying. A girl standing in the ashes, making a vow, never again. Never again will I feel this pain. Never again will I hear the world that let me burn. So she took the sound from the world. From herself, from everyone. She thought silence was safety. But silence was only a tomb. The voices encircle her now, closing in like wolves. They wear her face at every age: child, girl, woman. All the versions of herself she abandoned. You locked us away, they whisper. You thought you could bury us in quiet. But we are still here. We have always been here. The queen backs away, her hands trembling, her breath coming in ragged gasps. For the first time in centuries, she is afraid. The palace walls begin to crack. Fissures spread like veins through the black stone. The mirrors shatter. The air itself seems to vibrate with the weight of all that suppressed sound. The queen collapses to her knees in the throne room, surrounded by the hollow-eyed husks of those she silenced. But now they are moving, their mouths opening, their stolen voices returning. And they are all saying the same thing: let go, let go, let go. The queen clutches her head. The voices inside and outside blur together, an unbearable cacophony of grief and rage and guilt and longing. She cannot breathe, she cannot think. And then, from somewhere deep within her chest, something breaks. The queen opens her mouth and screams. It is a sound that has waited centuries to be born. It tears through the palace, through the kingdom, through the very fabric of the silence she created. It is every word she never spoke, every cry she swallowed, every plea she buried. It is the sound of a girl who lost everything and tried to make the world as empty as she felt. The scream goes on until there is nothing left inside her but the hollow echo of release. And when it finally ends, the palace is silent once more, but it is a different silence now, softer, kinder, empty. When the people of the kingdom wake the next morning, they hear something they have never heard before. The song of a bird. Tentatively, a woman in the village square whispers her daughter's name. The girl gasps and laughs aloud. The sound is fragile, beautiful, terrifying and perfect. Slowly, the kingdom begins to remember what it means to speak. But when they climb the hill to the palace, they find it empty. The Queen of Silence is gone. Some say she dissolved into the sound of her own scream. Others believe she walked into the forest and became one with the silence she once commanded. But the girl, the one who whispered the name, knows the truth. She dreamed it the night after the scream. The Queen is still here, not as a ruler, not as a god of quiet, but as a memory, a warning. A story told in hushed voices by candlelight, because some silences can never truly be broken. They simply change shape, and if you ever hear silence so heavy it hurts, she is listening still.